Considering I've been wanting to make this video for about a month now, I'd say my timing is pretty good. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Lemonade Stand. You already know what we're doing today based on the title, so I'm going to skip the long explanation and instead focus on filling you in on some background information. If you don't know what Yandere Simulator is, you play as the main character Ayano, who is a complete psychopath and is obsessed with a boy in her school she refers to as Senpai. However, before Ayano can date Senpai, she has to keep defeating rivals every week that try to date him. And by defeat, I don't mean like Scott Pilgrim's Seven Evil Exes style. You unalive these girls, and in very creative ways. Now, if you haven't heard about the recent developments in Yandere devs' creepy-ass grooming behavior, I'm not the person to tell you about it. This is not a commentary, and I actually started working on this video long before the anime soy boy version of Scott Cawthon decided to groom a preteen girl. Instead, I'm doing this because Yandere Simulator was a huge part of what got me into drawing, and it's only as I've gotten older that I started to see the issues with it. Besides the grueling, painstakingly long development time and very problematic content involving minors, another thing that people gripe about the game is the character designs. The same base models are used for every girl and every guy, and they're just given different hair accessories to tell them apart, and even then they all still look the same. So my quest today is to try to fix at least that part of the game by redesigning some main characters in Yandere Simulator and fixing up their backstories along the way. With that out of the way, let's start designing. Alright, so first off, this was my original sketch for Ayano, but I forgot to record this, so we're just gonna move on to my final design. The first thing that I wanted to fix about Yandere Simulator as a whole was that there's a lot of weird sex stuff in it, so I'm gonna remove that, and we're just gonna stick to the main plotline of Ayano being murderous and psychotic. The first thing that I wanted to actually change with Ayano is that she looks pretty mean in the original design, and I think that kind of takes away from the point that she's trying to hide the fact that she's a murderer, so I wanted to make her look super sweet in this new design. She's got really big eyes and a really soft smile, and her hair, even though it's a little spiky at the top, it's a nice non-threatening bun, and I think that that really adds to her deceptiveness, but you can still see, you know, her eyes are red, and, you know, she obviously has a version of herself that we'll see later that is more psychotic and scary. Another thing is I wanted to change up the school uniform a little bit. I made the sleeves a little puffier, and I gave her a tie pin because I think that's a little bit more showing of a personality instead of the thigh highs that all the girls wear. Plus, you know, with the context of this thigh highs in the anime world, I felt like it was a little sexual. But here is her final design. I think she turned out really cool. Okay, once again, this is Osana's original design. I'm so sorry that I didn't record these initial ones, but now you get to see the final design. So for Osana, I wanted to change her personality a little bit. In the original game, she is a huge tsundere and she's like super mean, but I think I want her to be more teasing and diva-like than that because I think it's more realistic and it gives her more depth as a person. In the original image, I really liked her twin tails. Everybody else hates them, but I think they're cute. The only thing is her scrunchies were a little bit out of place, so I decided to make the scrunchies the same color as the navy blue in her uniform, and I gave the pattern on her scrunchies to an oversized sweater that she's wearing over her school button-up, because I think it just, you know, adds a little bit more visual flavor to her character. I also gave her this little Saturn tie pin because I like to think that, you know, she's not just a one-dimensional rival character, she has interests too, and I think it would be really cool if she dogged on Senpai for being a huge nerd and reading books when she's really into something nerdy like astronomy, and it just gives her a lot more personality. I also gave her some simple but fun makeup to kind of add to that individualized character that we have. And also, here in a minute, you're going to see that I made her friends with Ayano for a very important reason that we will get to after the speed paint finishes. But with that, we are pretty much done with Osana. This next speed paint is just kind of a bonus, to be honest. It is a picture of Ayano and Osana, and this is the thing that I was talking about earlier of them being friends. I think that it's kind of counterproductive to the series if Ayano isn't friends with anybody and she's not close to the rivals, so I wanted to make her friends with Osana so that she could maybe get closer to her to kill her, or, you know, just to cover for the fact that she's, you know, secretly doesn't feel anything. I think that would be a really cool concept that we actually see Ayano and Osana interacting. So this is a little drawing of her doing Osana's hair while she's thinking some questionable thoughts. And next to it, I also drew a kind of full body image of Ayano so that I could showcase the longer skirt that the girls have and also the short socks, because the thigh highs were stupid and I didn't like them. But with that out of the way, we've basically finished all of the speed paints, so thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please subscribe to my channel. This is my first YouTube video, so it's really cool that I get to do this, and I appreciate you clicking on this and watching it all the way through to the end. Please also leave a like on the video if you want to see a part 2 to this series, because I do have some other Yandere Simulator rival designs in mind for later. Thank you once again for stopping by the lemonade stand, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!